morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are from the C2 Master of Ceremonies Voluntary Group. I'm one of the event hosts today, Sharon. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. This is Johnny. And the topic of today's session, Global Market Transformation from Silver to Gold. Without further ado, may we invite our guest of honor, Dr. the Honourable Choi, SBS JP, non-official member, Executive Council, the HKSAR Government, and CEO, Heaven of Hope Christian Service, to come up on stage to deliver us a welcome speech. Dr. Lam, please.
Hi. The ceremony is over, but our forum has just begun. So how about the other panelists? Are they ready?
I think the other panelists are probably also ready as well, but it will be a good time to deliver a speech for all of us today.
Okay.
So,
Yep. Maybe I just speak a few words. And,
yeah, that would be great. Thank you, Dr. Lam.
Inviting all the panelists to come over and present. And today's function is very timely, and the topic is very relevant. And from Chinese is 點銀成金, from silver to gold. It sounds like our Olympic Games, right? So we are having not only our silver medal, but also two beautiful gold medals. And it also spells what's actually happening in silver economy. So it is not only a silver economy, we are going to be a golden economy. For those local people in Hong Kong, you might know that I have been serving the Elderly Commission for nearly 20 years. And as mentioned by our Singaporean friend, Singapore government is very good in forward planning, maybe in 1 to 2 decades before the crisis come. And but we Hong Kong people are very pragmatic. So we are not very good in planning what's happening 10 years ahead. But we are reacting very swiftly, very promptly. And, but as I just mentioned, previously, while we are talking about silver economy, actually the response is quite lukewarm. It's because we are more concentrating on what's happening today rather than what's happening tomorrow. And but recently, I would say the silver economy is a real thing. And I just came back from Singapore in their conference, their annual conference, and I chair a panel, and the panel is on silver economy. And exactly that's happening is opposite to what we are doing 10 years ago. For 10 years ago, we bring in all the operator and trying to urge the private market that it is the silver economy. There is a lot of opportunity. Let's look at this new consumer group. But in that panel, and afterwards when I came back to Hong Kong for the Asia Summit on Global Health, it's the opposite. All the funders are in the panel. The angel funding, the venture capitalists, and the REITs, and all different funders are in the panel discussing how to harvest and how to make sure that the right funding are going to the right place. So I would say the silver economy is really going into the golden economy now. So today's discussion, I would like to concentrating on how we harvest this silver economy. No longer talking about how valid, how possible, how feasible this silver economy is. But before going to that, I urge that we have more out-of-the-box thinking or paradigm shift. We must cross the border of traditional boundary between different sectors. For example, for NGO, previously, since our good friend is here, NGO are mainly focusing on responding to the needs of the society. While we are talking about aging, the needs of the older adults. And so, but the NGO never enter into the arena of profit making, because that's what the definition of NGO is a non-profit. But actually, they own tons of experience of working with older people. While the private sector, they are less experienced. They know, they are very skillful in managing adults and especially the young adults. But they are now not so realize the attitude, the principles of life, how they age, their concerns about the older people. So I urge the NGO, some of them are here, to step away from the so-called non-profit, trying to work with the private more. And that's the merit of Golden Age Foundation. They are a social enterprise. They are trying to bridge between NGO and the private sector. And another boundary we need to cross is the boundary between different disciplines. While I don't know whether Donald is here, while Donald is talking about the property market, actually a lot of potential are there in our property development. I just cite one simple example, dementia. We are going to have more and more dementia as your residents in any property development in Hong Kong and over the world. And how we let our people with dementia live comfortably, securely, safely, and also inclusively in a property, in an estate, is very important. And it is a huge market niche. Please remember, quite a number of these people with dementia, they are the owner, they are asset rich. And how we let them live happily in their own estate will be a coming property trend. And traditionally in Hong Kong, all our property management company, they care nothing about how the dementia people wander around in their estate. And nearly half of our population are living in all these private or public estates. If our property management is being trained, coupled with the technology available now, I believe all the dementia people, they are living in the community, they can live comfortably and safely, and their carers will be very happy to let their older people to wander around in the garden, in the podium, even in the shopping mall. So I just want to use this example to urge all different sectors, disciplines of people in Hong Kong and also in, elsewhere in the world, try to cross the traditional boundary so that we can harvest on this golden economy. So I just want to set the tone, and I believe the coming panelists, they will present the case and see how they can cross the boundary. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lam. Please remain on stage. And now we would like to invite our panelists and also facilitator to come up on stage to take a group photo together. And now we will invite and also introduce our panelists and facilitators.
May we first invite Mr. Elsa Wong, Managing Director of NEC Hong Kong Limited, to come up on stage, please.
And also we would like to invite Mr. Joe Sham Ka-hung, CEO of VR Management Limited. Mr. Sham, please. Please join us in a big round of applause to introduce our panelists and also facilitators. And next, we also would like to invite Mr. Roberto Soso-Brado, CEO of Philippine Retirement Authority. Thank you.
May we also extend a warm welcome to our facilitators, Mr. Jasmine Lee Shun Yi, Managing Partner of EY Hong Kong and Macau, to join us on stage. At the same time, we will also invite the Golden Age Foundation's Mrs. Cindy Wong, the CEO, and also Rebecca Yong, the founder and chairman of Golden Age Foundation, to join us on stage, please.
Let's stay closer to one another, and then we can have a look of the photographer down the stage. And put on your biggest smile to kickstart this beautiful event. And we look forward to learn more about the business insights of the global market transformation in a discussion later. Please also look at your left side of the stage. One more. Okay, thank you very much. And for Dr. Lam, Rebecca, and also Cindy, please be seated. And for our panelists and also facilitator, please remain on stage. And now we would like to pass the time over to Jasmine. The floor is all yours. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. First of all, thank you very much. It comes to this very important session, and hopefully after all the screaming just now, right, my voice will be okay, all right? This session is very important. First of all, I would also love to say EY is actually very, very happy and excited to be able to sponsor, be a sponsor of, Golden Age Foundation event, this summit this year. And I'm very also honored to be able to lead this panel, moderating this panel, and I hope there will be a lot of meaningful discussions, coming up. Now, our session's title today is Global Market Transformation from Silver to Gold. So, 點銀成金, that's difficult. That's definitely difficult, not easy job, huh? All right. So we're going to have, three very distinguished, very good experts on in their fields to really navigate with us, or to look at, what are the challenges, ahead of us in Hong Kong and even in Philippines or global. And also, what are the opportunities out there? So I'm going to give you just a brief, probably background or context of what we're talking about. For the sake of understanding what is meant by an older person, all right? What is the age of the definition of a senior citizen or a silver person with a silver hair, right? The United Nations gives us a definition of 60 years old, all right? So pretty much 60, probably you will be labeled as a older person. But there are other definitions in other countries. In Hong Kong, basically we are probably talking about 65, for a lot of retirement in government and other private organizations. So anywhere between 60 and 65, we're navigating, okay, as you like, all right, 60 and 65. Now, also, I'm going to give you a little bit of, data or statistics to just, look at how this Silver Age population is doing. We have some challenges here because the fertility rate, the people, who are willing to give birth are actually not very, very many, I would say. In Hong Kong, it has been, good that it has seen a little bit of improvement, probably because of our CE's $20,000 red pocket money. That is encouraging. It has increased up to 1.48. Before, it's actually very, very minimal. It's actually below 1. So the fertility rate is not a very positive sign, I would say, in being able to strengthen our workforce. All right, but we are not the worst right now. Worst is South Korea, as you probably know. So this is one of the challenge. But the other challenge is also the life expectancy is actually getting very long right now, and especially in Hong Kong, we're doing so well. I just checked this morning. Our average expectancy, I mean, men can actually live up to 82.5, and women, hey, come on, women, 87.9. So that's a very long age. So this is also one of the factors that we want to bear in mind. If we live that long, how are we going to spend our life, right? After retirement, are we going to work? Are we going to rest? Are we going to relax? Where are we going to? What are we going to do with our money? You know, things that we like. So that's something that we have to bear in mind. Now, also some of the probably more scary ratio, even is the old age support ratio. 2013 is 8 supporting every one older person. And, you know, right now it's probably reducing into 2050, every 4 person is going to support 1. So it's very, very challenging. And especially even in China, our mother country, that's also probably even more stringent, I would say, the situation. From 1960, you know, a 3.7% population with 65 years old or above, that is actually increasing to 11.97% in 2020. So it is a dramatic increase. And actually, the World Health Organization is, suggesting that by 2040, in China, age over 60 years old and above will be around 28, up to 30% of the total population. So that's very, very, it's a signal that we have to that we have to bear in mind. But of course, there are some good news. I just want to state a few, okay, just to encourage people in, the audience in Hong Kong right now. We have done a lot. So in the Policy Address 2030, there is a mentioning 2023 by mentioning of our CE of how important it is for the Silver Age economy. And then we also set up the, as Mr. Paul Chan, our Financial Secretary, say, the Silver Age Advisory Committee. And then Dr. Lam is actually Ms. Rebecca Yong, also actually sitting in the advisory committee. And actually, our Commerce and Economic Development Bureau also mentions a lot of different things, just to make sure we are doing well in the different things, including maybe investments, insurance, food and beverage, retail consumption that will accommodate our Silver Age population in even a better way. And also a very encouraging sign is there is actually money allocated for lifelong learning, including technology. Elsa, you would like that, huh? Technology, and older people have to continue to learn, huh? We have money assigned to that. So, okay, in conclusion, we have both challenges, but there are a lot of opportunity. We are actually ranking maybe 3rd or 4th in terms of the size or the potential of Silver Age economy. The first coming up is Singapore, and second is Japan. And we are probably competing with, with these countries, also including Australia. So, I mean, today, we are going to hear from, each of our experts. You have prepared, some very good stuff for us. So let's move on, okay? With Mr. Joe SHAM, you're going to introduce to us, probably people are aware of that already. One of the very, very beautiful residents, Ventry residents, right? In Happy Valley area. I think you guys may be aware of it already. Joe, give the floor to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine, for the introduction, and also thank you for Rebecca's inviting me to share. May I have my slides, please?
Joe's slides, please. Thank you.
Okay. Well, actually, I'm from the Venture Residence Management Limited, which is a member of the Safari Groups. So today, I would like to share with you a bit about what we have been doing in the U.S. and what we learned from that and what we bring back to our local context. Actually, our group started our investment in healthcare in the U.S. in 2011. And you can see that, well, up till now, we would be having a transaction of over 500 million, of which including 28 senior housing communities and 3 medical office buildings in 6 of the states in U.S. Why we move into the U.S. market? Because, well, the first thing is in elder care, we will be having stable return and capital appreciation. Secondly, in the U.S., they will be having a well-established infrastructure. So we try to move into that market. A little bit about the U.S. senior housing market. Nowadays, they would be having, the size is about over 100 billion, and they will be having around or more than 3 million units, of which it was owned or operated by about 55% is from the for-profit entity. So that's why Dr. Lam told the NGOs to move more to the for-profit. And I just told Dr. Lam, I follow his advice. I move from NGOs to the business. And majority of the arrangement in the U.S. is about what we call the CCRC. Of course, they will have various models. Why they move for CCRC? First, relatively, it would be having lower cost than hospital. Secondly, it would reduce the family burden. Third, it provides better quality of life. And finally, with more units, it enjoys the economy of scale. Majority of the payment model in the U.S. include paying an entrance fee or paying a rental. Of course, there would be many payment methods, but the majority or a sizable amount of them are private pay. Also, we can find that in the U.S., they use a lot of technology to facilitate the provision of services. What we have learned from them, if we are going to bring something or some experience back to our local context, to Hong Kong, we have to answer several questions. First, where is the market? What are the emerging needs? What is quality senior housing? And also, what are the generic factors for providing senior housing? And what are the unique in our local context? Would there be any other options? And also, what are the factions in service provision? Back to Hong Kong. Is there a market in Hong Kong? Or is the market promising? According to the Asia Pacific Silver Economy Business Opportunity Report done by Singapore, France, Hong Kong went, according to the index, Hong Kong ranked 4th. It's a little bit ashamed to say that in 2020, Hong Kong ranked 2nd, but now we drop a little bit to the 4th. But no matter how, we are still in the Asia Pacific region, we are still among the top 5. Second, according to our census, the statistics from our census, our population who are employers, who are managers or professionals, it composed of about 10.2% of our aging population, which reflect, well, they are better off. And another issue is we are not just having an aging population. We are in fact having more and more citizens who are 80 or above. This reflects they are in need of more medical and health service. They are in need of more memory care and also the support on loneliness. I'd like to show you. What I just told you is about the quantity of our aging. Now I would like to move a little bit on the quality of our aging population. Who will we be serving?
Day-o, day-o. Wake up early, slap on some cologne. I'm 85 and I wanna go home. Working tech support on the next new phone. I'm 85 and I wanna go home. So day, me say day, me say day, me say day. I wanna go home. Day, me say day, me say day, me say day. Oh. I wanna go home. Just got a job as a lifeguard in Savannah.
So when we are saying we are serving the older adults, they are there. They are all energetic, active, and healthy. And according to the Elder Service Program Plan, which was published in 2017, it told us that we are facing population, or our aging population, they will be expecting more active lifestyle, better quality of life, more self-development. Also, they will be looking for more privacy, more choices, and also more individual services. So we have to move to another part of the market. So about our project in Hong Kong, Venture Residence, we borrow our experience from the US and we use the entrance fee model in the form of the debenture, and the residents who move in have to pay by themselves. We adopt the CCRC program or the models, and also, as I said, about 10.2% of our population, they will be from the better off or the well-off classes. So we choose to provide luxury senior housing. One of the problems we have when we compare with the US experience is in Hong Kong, we have the problem of scarcity of supply of land. So we are so lucky so that we will be having a collaboration with the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Actually, they own the land, and we will be providing the investment, the capital. We collaborate together to build the residence in Happy Valley. Another worldwide phenomenon is we don't have enough manpower to provide the services. And the service team will be changing and changing all the time. So there will be two important arrangements. The first, we need experienced and high caliber leaders in the team. The other is we need to have lots of collaboration with university, with other industry, or with other corporate. As you have said, I think Elsa is the expert. I'm not. So also application of technology or technology to help us to provide services with efficiency and effectiveness is very important. But I would like to say, as time's up, I will move quick. But what I would like to say is technology must match with expertise, with man. What we are saying about high tech and high touch is very important. So time is over, and I have to say thank you again for the opportunity to share. And my booth is at the back, and you can visit me anytime, and we can share more. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. So there is a booth, right? Out there. All right. Well, I love that video of yours. It's very interesting. But I don't think everybody, at that old age will work as hard as that. It's a little bit scary. But the very last slide, running in the beach, that's good. Perfect, huh? Mr. Verado, you talk about more, right? Like at the later part, how people can enjoy actually the retired life in Philippines, maybe. All right, but before that, probably we jump into the Elsa's, video, Elsa's prepared session. Well, Elsa will be talking, based on your experience, right? A lot of that with Japan, right? Yep. Talking about a very interesting concept, the community service approach, and also a lot of technologies which are going to facilitate this unique population. So, back to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to share how the digital care to support the elderly people's living independently. Basically, digital care is using technology and data to support the improvement of elderly people's quality of life and allow them to live healthily and also live with a contented life. What it's about is, we would like to support them to build a purpose of living. And basically, this really helps them to promote their resilience. So if they have more resilience, they can live positively, they can think positively, they can be more proactive, then everything can be solved. So it's actually reduced a lot of resources from the society. Okay, so how? So first of all, we have to understand deeply, in depth, about their needs, okay, including their living environment, including their mental quotient, including their, problems. So, for example, like depression. Depression, most of the elderly people, they have depression. But the depression can come from maybe their dementia, but they cannot communicate. They cannot tell you what kind of pain they have. And maybe it's coming from medication. Medication, maybe there are side effects. So those side effects make them feel uncomfortable. So there are many factors affecting, causing them to have depression. So if you don't understand very well, deeply, you won't be able, the technology won't be able to help them to solve their problem and will not improve their quality of life. So basically, we have to use technology to close the gap of understanding of the elderly people's needs. So the objective of this digital care is all about knowing the change in the health situation by continuous capturing and monitoring. So we are not talking about just one-time capturing, just one-time detection. We have to continue to collect the data because they are human. They are changing their emotion every day and also changing their situation, everything, and also the condition. And we need to have a better and correct understanding of their emotion. Especially the one who are living alone. And the third one is engaging the community of elders themselves and their caregivers. So to provide optimized future intervention effort, focus on eliminating the gaps in healthcare delivery for who are the most in need for help, for care. So that basically can also help the society to prioritize the resources. And finally, so all these objectives can be achieved. So finally, we can achieve, helping them, supporting them to improve their quality of life and helping them to feel contented. Yeah, feeling contented is very important for the elderly people so that they can live on second life, right? But the disadvantage is, I think everyone agree, the technology can bring a lot of potential benefit. But the thing is, the rate of adoption is very low among the older adults. And also it's not so easy to use. And for those who are unhappy with their life or unhappy with the aging, they are very reluctant to use the devices because they think it won't help them, okay? And some of them thought that the measurement of the device would be too low compared to their previous level of effectivity because they don't want to admit that, And once, if they know the result, then what is next? So they really afraid to know the issue, some of them. And also very stressful for them. And they basically don't find it useful to use this such a device to monitoring their health. And for caregivers, they somehow comment that working with this wearable device in the initial setup stage is quite complicated. And it's not only one, and there's many. You cannot just rely on one device to know about their health condition. You need to use a couple of devices as well, and also the health report. So basically what I'm trying to say, they don't find the advantage, they don't find the benefit of using this technology because we don't have a, the all-round package and include all necessary services for them to use these devices. And although for individual home, they have a choice not to use it. But for Japan, basically they don't have a choice not to employ the digital technology. Because in the past, they always mentioned the number of elderly people keep increasing. And you can see from this graph, from 2000, actually the number of elderly people is decreasing. But so you may think, oh, then maybe the problem can be stopped, but actually not. The problem actually is changing into other phenomenon. The new phenomenon is that you can see the number, although the number is decreasing, but the proportion of the elderly people is increasing. That means less people to support them, okay, including the financial side. Because the government is paying a lot of money for this elderly care service. So less people going to the employment, so less money can be contributed to support those elderly people in the society. So basically, their problem is very pressing, so they have to adopt more technology to help them. And also this graph, they have been doing this elderly plan and welfare policy from 1960. So they have they are changing their policy according to the needs of the society. And from 2000, they have designed and they have actually dropped the long-term care insurance system. They already running more than 20 years. But when you start, it worked quite well. Okay, it's actually cover most of the elderly people by this long-term care insurance system. But I think from the past few years, they couldn't afford any further, and the number of the number of elderly people is getting more. So they need to think of other approach again. So the latest announcement is they will try to work out or design the community integrated health system. Okay, so to tackle the no workforce issue. So that's why Japan is very keen on using different kind of technology. So and they found that many of the elderly people, they are self-managed their chronic illness with difficulty. So this is the major problem. And also another factor is the devices, the technology. There have been a remarkable development of wearable sensor. And because the technology that the elderly will touch in the first sense is the wearable sensor. And the data that can be measured in continuous in nature, so that because the accuracy keep increasing, so they can rely on those devices, for them to make a correctly measurement. So this is one of the example. This is a just basic blood pressure device, but actually the data already automatically sent to the health center. So, but the elderly people no need to do anything. So it's actually will push up to the back end. And in order to have a end-to-end solution for those elderly living at home, we need more advanced technology. So this is a newly developed highly sensitive biosensor transform wearable health monitoring that can reduce a lot of uncertainty of the data transmit, and that can also detect the glucose and also the blood letters. So, and it's very high, very sensitive and very accurate. So this kind of technology will come in place in a very fast pace. But the technology comes in very fast pace, but our service and on the ground is not developing very fast. So there is a huge gap, okay? So even though the technology are ready, are available, but they still cannot enjoy the benefit yet, because we cannot just push the technology to them. You know, they don't know what it is. They don't know how to use it. So there is a whole bunch of approach or care plan we have to design individually. And this is another technology that we can use. Basically, they are using the iPhone. They are using the camera to do the portrait analysis to help them to improve their mobility. Okay, so it's actually checking every day their movement. For example, actually there's a program to ask them to raise their hand. You know how high the hand they can raise. Every day may have some improvement. So those data are very useful. Okay, and so it actually help them to improve their mobilities. And there's another technology is they can really do at home by themselves to assess their posture and also whether the tendency to fall. But as I say, with those technology, it's not enough. We have to connect with the services within the community so that they can really get the real benefit out of it. You know, the technology is they cannot touch it. They don't understand what can help them. So we have to work with the NGO and work with the healthcare medical center to really bring the benefits to those elderly people. And some of the data that we collect from one of the user using the new sensor is they can actually very accurately detect the fall, 93% accuracy. So that medical center and also the nurse can really use it without any misjudgment. And for the community, because why the community support require the digital care technology? Because for example, like the nurse, they can recognize the helpfulness of continuous rather than episode monitoring. So they need continuous data connection. They cannot just rely on one-time data connection or on and off data connection. They have to keep continuous monitoring. So one of the nurses mentioning that if we have this kind of data, it will be easier for us to evaluate the patient. And more importantly, if the number of visits can be reduced, I think it will be possible to detect abnormality even when it is not possible to visit them. So those data can really help enough for them, to justify their level of urgency. So last but not least, we have technology. We also need the service package, but we also need everyone to support, to cooperate in order to make this happen. The digital healthcare community services. So first of all, we have to enhance the independence, the safety, and daily living at home, and also have to take care of the caregiver as well. And we need to care about the purpose of the technology being used and how they may benefit from that. And also the government policy is also very important. Okay, and also the support engagement from the family members also very equally important as well. Yeah, that's all for my story.
Thank you, Elsa. Thank you for introducing to us a lot of different technologies. I see that it's very useful, to our elderly, and also sharing with us on what are some of the good stuffs in Japan. I think those are very inspiring. And in fact, I know the community service model, right? There will be another session tomorrow morning, which is going to be really zoomed in and look at how Hong Kong can develop that approach as well. So that's a very good beginning that we discuss now. So now it's Mr. Sosobrados. Your preparation for Hong Kong, to really learn more about the Philippines, especially with your SSRV that you have highlighted on earlier on. So give it to you, Mr. Sosobrado. Thank you.
Okay, retiring in the Philippines is really an adventure and a joyful adventure because we have so many things to offer
And let me introduce to you again, once again, the SRRV, Special Resident Retirees Visa. How do I do this? Okay. It's actually, these brochures, they are available in our booth, so I don't have to go through it. But all of the things that mentioned here, I already mentioned earlier, so I don't want to repeat myself. Again, we have many, what we're doing now is putting up satellite offices all over the country in order to take care of the retirees, which are found all over our country. In fact, right now we have a total of 78,000 foreign retirees all over the Philippines. Every region in the Philippines has a foreign retiree, and that's why I find it important to be near where they are so that we can easily cater to them. Gross enrollment of SRV holders in the Philippines actually come from 150 countries. When we say active, that means they're always in touch with us. There are a lot of retirees that we have in the Philippines. They probably enjoy their life so much, they don't bother to check with us again or talk to us again. They're just there, living it up. And that's the reason why you can see that 58,000 out of the 78,000 or 79,000 are in touch with us. And again, as I mentioned, this SRV is stamped on your passport. You do not lose your citizenship. And once you have the SRV, it's forever until you give it up or you want to go back to your own country. Who may apply? As I say, anybody above 50 years old becomes the principal retiree. But if a spouse and the children want to come along, of course, they're most welcome. But these children must be below 21 years old upon application of the principal retiree. And what are the basic requirements are passport, application form, and medical clearance, and a certificate. We also need a police clearance from the country of origin, and this police clearance must be apostilled or must be authenticated. And of course, the usual photos, and for dependents, we have marriage certificate and birth certificates. And there you are. As I mentioned, application fee is only costs $1,400 for the principal, and entitled to the dependents also get discounted of $300 each. Okay, I mentioned that earlier, and these as well I mentioned, and the visa deposit can actually be deposited in any of these accredited banks in the Philippines. The top retirees we have actually are from People's Republic of China. We have about 30,000 of them. And South Korea ranks next. India is next. America is next. But actually the number 4, the Americans that you see here are mostly Filipinos who are now U.S. citizens, and they want to come back to the Philippines to retire in their country of origin. Number 5 are the Taiwanese, 6 are Japanese, and number 7 is from Hong Kong. Okay, only 1,700. So we need more people from Hong Kong coming to the Philippines. And so total is about 78,000. And emerging nationalities, okay, I don't want to go through all these specifics. That's not really that important. But where do most of the foreign retirees stay? They usually stay in the metropolitan areas. Metropolitan areas is that's why you see NCR is National Capital Region, which is the Metro Manila area. 50% of the retirees live there. And the others are in the other parts of the Philippines. Central Visayas is where Cebu is found. Okay? And actually, Mimaropa is where Coron or El Nido is found. So we have some retirees there as well. Okay, and these are actually some testimonials of the retirees. We asked them to say a few words about how life has been in the Philippines, and these are what they have to say. And here's another set. Thank you. Okay. Can I digress a little bit?
It's actually, yeah.
I'm sorry. I still have 3 minutes. I just want to point out something. Actually, I call these people retirees, but deep inside me, I'm really against calling retirees as retirees. Because when you say retiree, there is some connotation of negativism in it. Like when you're retired, you stop doing something, stop working, stop doing things. But actually, it's not true. When you reach that age, you continue to do things. In fact, you do new things, many new things, things that you dream of, that you haven't been doing while you were busy working. So I don't want to call them retirees. I have a romanticized term for retirees. I'd rather call them ageless dreamers. Simply because when you reach that age is no longer a factor in your life. Age is no longer important because you just keep on going and going and going, things that you've always been dreaming in the past. So all you retirees, don't allow yourself to be called a retiree. Call yourselves ageless dreamers. Thank you. Within 10 minutes.
No, you can actually continue to say
Thank you.
However long you want to advertise on this. I think it's really, really interesting. And also, I want to say, I actually want to ask a question, Mr. Brado. Whoever is having that visa, they can actually work there, right? I mean, like set up a business or...
Yes.
What are some of the things that they can freely do it, right?
Yes, that's another benefit of the SRRV, Special Resident Retirees Visa, because even if you are there not to do anything, but if you're interested to work in our country, you can, as long as you register and you get permission from our Department of Labor and Employment. But of course, our Department of Labor and Employment will not say no to you. So they just want to be sure that they are in touch with you and what kind of work you're doing so that we will be in touch with your existence in our country.
Sure. Actually, I recall the statistics from Hong Kong is 1,770, right?
Yes.
Actually, not a bad number at all. And I'm actually sure after this session, there'll be many more getting this visa. So, okay. Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. So why don't we just, go into a little bit probably further. And I have prepared maybe some specific questions. And I really want it because we're all in Hong Kong right now and trying to get more insights into how Hong Kong can develop this silver economy. So I just want to get the questions first to Joe and also Elsa with regards to Hong Kong. Joe, I mean, thank you very much. You mentioned a lot about the USA experience and also the journey in developing this venture residence, which is very attractive. Joe, can you share with us what is your side view, I mean, on whether you think Hong Kong is on the right track of providing suitable elderly residents, not just venture type, all right, but suitable elderly residences for, different categories, I would say, elderlies. And for example, if an elderly cannot attend, I know it's quite a lot of money, right, to live in Ventry. Do you think right now there are enough other options for them in Hong Kong? What is your view?
Actually, in Hong Kong, when we are talking about senior housing, maybe early next year with the fourth project of the Housing Society, they launch it, there will be just about 2,000 units in Hong Kong. It would be housing around 3,000 ageless dreamers. So I think, and also all these projects, for example, ours and all those from the Housing Society is aimed towards those middle class or middle upper class. So it would be, to me, it would be a problem. The model is right. We have a continuum of care, which is right. But how about those from other walks of life? I think it would be the government should do more. For example, would there be units in public rental housing, or would they be doing something just like Donald Choi said? Would there be better town planning or some sort of changes in plot ratios and some building regulations so that more players can enter into the market and provide different types of housing? I think because, we are having more and more older adults. So I think we have to move it that way.
Sure, and actually also to continue with this question, I think, we want to know what is happening on the opposite side. I mean, of the the opposite side of the border of GBA, Greater Bay Area, and we talked about this before. And I recently heard, I'm sure a lot of you are aware that there's actually an increased interest, of Hong Kong people in trying to explore elderly, residents in, for example, Zhuhai. Yeah. And also like maybe in other cities in the GBA. Yeah. What is your view on this? And Joe, because you are so experienced in this, what are some of the advice or tips, for people here right now, probably having this idea in their mind right now as to, should I go to, China to continue with my retired life? Yeah.
Oh, sure. Actually, I've been working on senior projects in Hangzhou and Zhuhai, and the environment or the provision of lands is much better than Hong Kong. But there are several issues we have to consider. The first, most people would be considering about the medical and health care. It may be a little bit different from Hong Kong. The others is about the way of transport, because all adults, they would be not considering about their transport, their traffic, but how would their children come and visit them? And it would be an important consideration for them. And of course, the third one would be about if they are in need of some sort of care, they would be caring about the quality of services, because there is, to my impression, there's still some gap between the quality between the providers in Hong Kong and in, for example, the GBA areas. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Joe. Moving on, we heard a lot also about the technology side. In fact, also we in UI and actually also did a lot of survey on implementing technology on different things. And we actually also did a report in April saying the technology actually for the elderly, that market is actually very, very strong and having a lot of momentum. It's valued at probably $7 trillion of US dollar by 2025. So it's we also agree that it's a very big market there. Now, coming back to Hong Kong, you have mentioned actually there is resistance in using, probably technology, especially with elderly people. And I also personally have I wouldn't say reservation, but how adaptable are we in coping with digitalization in Hong Kong? That's also another issue when you talk about virtual banks and probably other stuff that involves technology. So Elsa, what do you think is the prospect in Hong Kong in terms of really applying this technology to help our elderly? Are you optimistic in this?
Yes, somehow, yes. Because but we shouldn't talk about technology. Yeah, we should talk about how can we support them, to improve their quality of life. It may not be necessary technology, but technology is only a tool in certain point that we can use it. So we should not from the angle technology angle to think about this kind of service to deliver to them. So we should think about from the angle of what they really need. So for the digitalization is we should know about the demographic data. I mean, we should really collect more demographic data. So for example, like which area have how many number of elderly people and their age range, and also what are the issues they are having, whether those among them the community having enough service for them. So otherwise, it's very difficult to deliver the right service for those people who are living, living alone. Yeah. So because I don't want to go further because
no, you get the message. I get your message. No hard, really, very hard push, I would say.
Yeah, because this elderly industry, the elderly service industry, you cannot push the technology out to them.
And
it won't have benefit. Yeah.
Yeah, and it really aligns with what you actually mentioned mentioned before with regards to the community approach, right?
Correct.
So each community is actually different.
Yeah.
With the need of population, elderly population living there, right?
Correct. You need to come with the health plan.
Sure.
And also the service model.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Elsa. And Mr. Sobrado, I was very fantastic. I mean that visa, the SSRV that you mentioned, right? So actually, Philippines has been very proactive in welcoming people from all over the world to go to Philippines. So you must be very optimistic on this. And I just want to ask you probably what is in your mind some of the key important factors that will make this scheme even more successful in the future. So I'm diving into you mentioned like medical. We talk about what are some of the things that elderly like, insurance and stuff like that. So what do you think about this?
Well, to make it easy for these ageless dreamers to come to the Philippines, we try to beef up whatever we could offer together with the SRVs. As I said, SRV gives them the ability to travel in and out of the country easily, unlimited number of travel. They don't lose their citizenship. What we also do is we beef up the offer by making sure that whatever insurance, medical insurance they have from their countries of origin, they can now be used. In fact, we have a merchant partner in the Philippines that allows portability of these insurance from their country of origin to 200 hospitals in the Philippines. So it makes it very convenient for the would-be new settlers in the Philippines to avail of whatever insurance coverage they had in the country. And then what we did is, in the Philippines, the government requires establishments to offer 20% discount to all senior citizens on all services and facilities. However, not all establishments do that. So what we did, we recruited our own set of establishments that really cater to these retirees and offer them the same discount. And we have them, they even get discounts in hospitals, in wellness centers, of course in hotels all over the Philippines and resorts, so they can enjoy themselves there.
All right. Thank you. So I'm not sure whether I have any, do I still have time or? No, okay. She say no, not from me. I've actually prepared 2 other questions, but I think, that's a very good, discussion already. So I just want to wrap up, a couple of points. The first one is Joe mentioned about government has to do more. Not enough, right? Yeah, we'll talk to Winnie tomorrow. The other thing is, for those who want to go to China, probably have to, really do some good homework, be selective, right? There may be a gap still with regards to quality. And I also talk about technology. No hard push, no hard sell, but really don't force old people, to really use technology, but depending on what they need, what they like, and the community approach. And last but not least, Mr. Sobrado, you mentioned a very good point, insurance. Insurance is a very, very important thing that people will think about. And that's what let's see what BOC Live will be offering us. You know, these ageless dreamers to go into Philippines or all over the world. All right. So I think that wraps up my session, and it won't affect your lunch timely at 12:30. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the inspirational discussions. Please remain on stage.
Now we will invite Ms. Cindy Wong, CEO of Golden Age Foundation, to come up on stage to present our wonderful speaker a certificate of appreciation. And we will present the certificate individually and take a group photo session later. So now, we will first invite the first panelist.
Yes, first invite Joe Sam to come forward to receive the certificates. Thank you.
And we also have Ms. Elsa Wong, Mr. Soso Brado, and last but not least, our facilitator, Ms. Jasmine Lee as well. Please have a look of the photographer downstairs. 1, 2, 3, smile.